Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to reverse the safety on the Benelli Super Black Eagle 3. Let's start by making sure the gun is unloaded. Pull the bolt back, and if it doesn't stick, make sure you hit that cartridge drop lever. Stick a finger in the chamber, close it, and check the magazine. We are all safe and ready to go. These are the tools we're going to need: a gunsmith punch kit, a pair of pliers, and a little wooden shim. Start by pulling the bolt back, and remember, if it doesn't stick, hit the cartridge drop lever. Now pull it back, and the next thing we need to do is extract the cocking lever. I can't do it by hand, so I use a pair of pliers. Next thing we do is pull off the fore-end cap, cutting to the chase, and remove the fore-end and barrel combination. Next thing we need to do is remove the bolt. Hold your finger over the bolt, hit the carrier button, and then gently slide out the bolt. Now, to remove the trigger assembly, you're going to need to find the retaining pin, which is right here. Now it's time to pull your punches. Sorry about that. Give it a few taps, turn it over, try and pull it out. If it's not quite there, use a punch to push it all the way out. There you have it. Don't lose that pin. Now you need to hold down the carrier button, then grab the trigger guard assembly and pull it out. And now we're ready for the fun part. So if you look here, you will see a hole on top, and that's where the spring is. It's seated right in here, and then across that there's a pin that holds the spring down. You can see it more on this side. So the first thing we need to do is punch out that pin. So this is where my shim comes in again. Did you see what I just did there? You've got to have your finger over that hole. If you don't, the spring could come flying out and it could hit your water heater 10 feet away in the garage and land in a pile of laundry where it may or may not take 2 hours to find it. So grab your hammer, keep that hole covered, and begin tapping out that pin. It may take a few taps. And keep your finger over it, and you see the pin is right there. That's a tiny one, don't lose it. And now, with the finger over the spring, pull the punch out, and you could hear it snap and hit my finger. If it doesn't snap, turn it over first anyway, because it might snap eventually. So now it's pretty easy. See the safety? All we're going to do is grab it and reverse it. I'm a left-handed shooter. I need it to work on the left side. And that's it. So now we get to drop the spring back in. But let's start by putting that retaining pin in part of the way. Give it a couple quick taps just to get it started. Now drop the spring in. Get a bigger punch and hold the spring down. It needs to be under the retaining pin. Then push in your punch and gradually withdraw the other punch. And keep it held tight there. Make sure the spring is underneath all that you're not crushing it. Now grab your pair of pliers, and what you're going to do is squeeze the pin into place, displacing the punch as you go. So give it a good squeeze. And looks like we're done. Well, actually it's not quite flush, so I'm going to give it another squeeze. And there you have it. Make sure the safety works, and then we can get ready to put the gun back together. So now we need to put the trigger guard assembly in the gun. Hold down the carrier button, holding it down, slide this in. It won't go in if you're not holding the button down. Now you need this to fit in perfectly. I find it's easiest to press like this. And you wanted to hear that snap. The snap was important. If it doesn't snap, you're not going to get that retaining pin in there. Tap in the retaining pin, nice and gentle. Notice I'm using the plastic side of the hammer. Now slide the bolt back in. Hit that cartridge drop lever. Now it'll stay back, perfect. Now pick up the fore-end and barrel combination, and we're going to slip that over the magazine tube, slide it gently, and we want to make sure it connects perfectly right there. So grab your fore-end cap, now we've got to put the cocking lever back in. Make sure it snaps all the way in tight, like that. Now hit the carrier button, close the bolt, and you're done. Go shooting and be safe.